on these debate boards, he actually said that if society ever became more accepting and more sex positive, he would engage in sex play with a child. He said, I'll never apologize for that.
Tell them about the Salon pedophiles for people who don't remember. Because I remember you sent it to me, and I thought, well, Salon's going to Salon. They support pedophiles, you know. No surprise.
Right.
Yeah, so Todd Nickerson, they wrote this puff piece about a pedophile called Todd Nickerson, or named Todd Nickerson, rather. And
say that
he
5
was,
times fast. They wrote a puff piece about a pedophile. Todd Nickerson, puff piece about a pedophile.
Yeah. But his whole shtick was, I am a minor attracted person, but I would never ever act on it.
Right.
And so it was called like the virtuous pedophile or whatever. So
well, I think it was called I'm a pedophile but not a monster. Was it?
Yeah.
A little editorializing here.
Pedophile.
There were actually a lot of articles around that time.
They were really pushing it.
Yeah, there was a really strong movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up digging. He was on these message boards, and gotta hand it to him. He used his real name several times on the message boards.
Wow.
And it was some debate forum where you would, you know, talk about really edgy things like pedophilia or whatever.
Wait, why would you have to hand it to him?
I'm just saying. Like, if you're gonna be a pedophile,
balls, I guess.
Sounds like Bernie on China. Well, the economy. I mean, look at him. Poverty.
I think Reg tries to look for something in his opponent to respect.
Yeah.
In this case, it's like, you know,
I'll give it to him.
You know, yeah, sex with kids, but you just own name.
I mean, look at this guy. He's walking 2 legs.
But, yeah, so
That's a feat.
on these debate boards, he actually said that if society ever became more accepting and more sex positive, he would engage in sex play with a child. He said, I'll never apologize for that. So his whole basis for saying that, you know, I would never act on it. Actually, he had sort of committed to exactly the
But wasn't he
opposite.
talking about in the message boards grooming and all that stuff?
Yeah,
It seemed like he was actively grooming someone.
Yeah, definitely. And last I checked, he's like 40 something, and he was with some girl who's like just turned 18.
Well, you know what?
So-
Baby steps.
Please, not babies. He's already going after
I
teenagers.
see.
gosh.
Baby steps, newly adult steps. And then he wrote like 3 more articles. So we did this whole article, and what I wrote was, hey, there's a certain point where I'm no longer, I guess I'm no longer prioritizing empathy.
Yeah.
Our priority is the children, our most vulnerable among us. Just like imagine right now if it was a coronavirus and someone's like, but you know what? I really like coughing on old people.
Yeah. Just
It's
love
my
walking
thing.
through
It's
old
like, well, you know what? Let's just try and understand. It's like, no, at a certain point, you're not allowed in the village.
Right.
And so for me, I think I even wrote, I said, you get your help. We hope that you get your help, but you can't be in the village. These are the boundaries. If you try to re-enter, you get a bullet in the head.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he had the gall to write an article, my week or my month in the right-wing hate sphere? Like, what cosmic bunny hole did I fall through that a currently active pedophile gets to call me a monster? And I realized it was the Salon cosmic hole.
What I find most interesting about that is that by implication, it's that that there's some kind of left-wing sphere where he's celebrated, and that he's a hero. But if he goes into this other world called, you know, being a moral person, he's vilified.
Yeah.
Why does everything have to be left and right with you? Like, well, I hate pedophiles, you right-wing bigot. Well, there you go.
That's
Now you've drawn the lines, and I was actually willing to draw it before pedophilia.
Yeah. Well, and this was right on the heels of everybody on the conservative side being called, you know, stupid or like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory, thinking that normalizing pedophilia was kind of that next step.
Right.
You know, some people, you know, wrongly brought it up
Slippery
in certain
slope.
cases, but in other cases, we're like, well, what is next? Like, if you guys continue down this line of crazy, like, what's going to happen?
And by you guys, I mean particularly folks in the media. When we see what we see now coming from Hollywood, when you see people like Roman Polanski, potentially Harvey Weinstein, people like Kevin Spacey, you see Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, these people all coming out talking about how it's one of the biggest open secrets in Hollywood, and these are the people who are sort of at the forefront of spearheading change. And of course, Salon is very Hollywood friendly. They get all kinds of puff pieces and celebrities who speak to them there, which is amazing to me. We go, well, hold on a second. These people don't seem to have a problem with it. These people, meaning people in the entertainment industry, we could see it coming down the pike. And then I think they were all removed, weren't they, Reg?
Yeah, eventually Salon removed the articles.
Eventually.
I think
Very proud of
yeah, I think it was like just an advertiser thing. I assume people became uncomfortable.
It's like a year later.
And it's comparable. They wanted to pull ads from a website that supported pedophilia not 1 but 3 times. An advertiser on YouTube wanted to pull because I called someone Mexican.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.